Warning: Armstrong Industries may contain adult and disturbing material. We strongly advise that it may not be suitable for young listeners. Thank you. At the empty Asda car park at night in Blyth, Northumberland, a young woman called Callie Mainson is on a phone talking to her boyfriend Ricky. She talks about Comic-Con, wonders if anyone still like going there despite the invasion on Earth. She said, "If the costumes were convincing, I won't be surprised if the people will go fucking mad." All of a sudden, she sees a woman in black dress running towards Asda, and she's chased by a man. So Callie said, "Oh shit, I'll have to call you back, Ricky." So she hangs up the phone, puts it in her pocket, and ran closer to Asda. The automatic door opened, and she's inside the bright light big shop. There was hardly anyone there, just about 2 or 3 customers and a couple of cleaners. There's still staff at the checkout. Callie walks around the aisle. She looks out the window because she believes that the 2 people she saw running, trying to get away from someone or something, but there was no sign of any monsters or aliens. But then she wonders if there's a monster inside. So she strolls around the aisle. She sees a kitchen door closing and the kitchen staff keeping their distance. So Callie snuck behind them. As she opened the door, she sees a woman in black dress staring at her, like suspiciously. Then Callie asked, "Are you alright? I saw you running with that man. Are you two trying to get away from something? Like a monster or alien? Look, I need to know so I can warn my boyfriend." As Callie looks closer and closer, with the woman still staring at her and snarling. So a male kitchen staff came in and said, "Hey, you two can't be in here. This man has told us to stay out until the kitchen is okay to use." So Callie said, "Sorry, I thought there was something going on." A kitchen staff noticed a woman in black dress and said, "Jesus, you look great and everything, but I'm sure you won't mind if I ask you to leave with my phone number. What's your Snapchat name?" Suddenly, a woman opened her mouth and revealed her sharp teeth like a vampire. She grabbed onto the kitchen staff by the head and bit his throat. There was blood squirting from his throat to the wall. But then the man who was chasing her was Lee Armstrong, entered and shouted, "Go! Get out!" So while Callie runs out of the kitchen, Lee pulled the vampire away from the victim. He shot her in the head with his machine gun. After Callie is outside of Asda, she was in shock, and she tries to process what she just saw. So she quickly takes her phone out of her pocket and slams it to her ear, and then said, "Hey Ricky, sorry, nothing happened. I thought I saw something. Even if I did, you wouldn't believe me." So Callie watches Lee and 3 people with him getting in the black van and driving off the car parking lot. The next morning, Callie was lying in her bed. She woke up, so she stepped out of her bed onto the floor. She takes off her pyjamas and puts her clothes on. She walked downstairs and placing bread onto the toaster, but then there was a knock on the door. Callie opened the front door and it was a policeman, so he said, "Hello, are you Callie Mainson?" So Callie replied, "Yes, I am. Is something wrong?" Then the police said, "I'm Police Constable Gary Tucker. I had a report that you were running in and out of Asda last night. Are you okay? Have you seen anything, you know?" So Callie replied, "No, I was just running to grab some snacks. I was in a hurry to see my boyfriend. I haven't seen anything unusual." Gary asked Callie if she was sure, and Callie confirmed. So Gary said, "Well, have a good day." So after the door closes, the toast was ready. Callie spread some butter on her toast. She placed it on her plate and brought it over to her living room. So then she was thinking something. Callie got out of her house. She ran back to where Asda is, and there was police line. Gary was investigating. Callie asked one of the policemen what happened, So the police said, "There's been a murder in Asda. We found a blood on the wall in the kitchen. Sometimes we have to let professionals do the work for us." So Callie asked, "What professionals?" So police said, "Special acts. They wouldn't tell us, but all they do is Sherlock Holmes stuff." Later, Callie grabbed a coffee from McDonald's and a car pulled over near her, and it was her boyfriend Ricky. So Callie sat in the front seat next to him. Ricky asked Callie if she was sure that she's okay. Callie said she was fine, and Ricky said, "You were at Asda last night phoning, then you hanged up like you were in a hurry or something. Then all of a sudden the police closed Asda this morning. What the hell is going on?" Callie said she doesn't know. Suddenly, she sees Lee getting into the black van and driving off, so she tells Ricky to follow. So he did. Despite confused why, both cars drove around the roundabout. The black van drove to where the silver warehouse is, in the field, and on the building there was a red letters on the side that reads Armstrong Industries. So Ricky pulled over at the side of the field. Callie quickly opened the door. She ran through the field to the warehouse. She sees our workers putting action figures that look like robots from Terminator in the black vans. Callie was confused. Meanwhile, Lee is in his office, looking at Callie outside on the computer from the CCTV camera. He was amazed what he's seeing. At night, the Arriva bus stop near Asda, people inside wondering what was going on. The driver said, "It's broken down. We're sending another bus. Sorry about that." At car park, there were a group of people snarling and running. They are vampires. There's people in Blyth outrunning vampires. Some got bitten, with the blood licking on their fangs. The victims became vampires and started attacking more people. Meanwhile, people sat around in the bus, waiting, and suddenly the sound of roaring faded in. It grew louder and louder, so people looked through and saw a lot of vampires racing towards the bus. So people were screaming. A lot of them hid under the seats. Vampires were scratching the windows as they're trying to break in. The black van pulled over. Lee and his team got out, holding their guns. So the vampires turned around and moved towards them. So the team shot them in the head. Lee is with 3 people. One of them is Nadia, who Sam once met when aliens invaded Tyne Bridge in Newcastle. If you listen to Sam Birkinshaw audiobook series, Extraterrestrials Invasion. And the other one is Dr. Norval Redmond, who also met Sam during Cybermen and Daleks battle in Gateshead. If you listen to Sam Birkinshaw audiobook series, End of Days. So once fewer vampires are killed, Lee said, "Get everyone off the bus. I'll hold these vampires off, and don't let them bite you or anyone." So Nadia, Norval and a bloke with them ran to the bus. They smashed the glass on the door down at the bus. A bloke called Oscar Ward says, "Right, everyone, get off the bus. Another one is on its way. Get behind that black van for your safety." Callie came and sees more vampires around where Asda is. So she shouts, "Vampires at Asda!" So Armstrong Industries team shot some of them. Callie kicked a vampire. She managed to knock few of them out, and Lee was impressed. Callie helped Nadia, Oscar and Norval to get people off the bus, and they ran to where the black van is. Lee shouted, "Come on, there's more of them." So while the team was shooting, Callie managed to get people to safety. Behind the van, she shouted, "Over there, quick!" Lee shot a vampire that almost bit him, and he said, "Cheers." So Lee turned to Nadia and asked, "Any more signs of living vampire DNA?" Nadia looked on the computer in the back seat and said, "No, we've wiped the last one. We just need to find that bat." So the team got in the car and Callie came with them. Lee asked, "What you doing?" Callie said, "I can help. I've seen vampire killed Asda employee and I haven't said anything because I guess it was classified." So Lee said, "Smart move. We haven't got time to argue. Let's chase that fucking bat." The van drove on in the Blyth Road. Nadia looked on the screen and said, "I got it. It's near our base. So the van raced to the roundabout and to the same field that Callie followed the team earlier. Lee said, "I'll get out and stop that bat before it bites any of our troops." So Callie says, "I'll come with you." Lee agrees. They both got out of the van. They walked down the dark fields near the Armstrong Industries base, with a sound of squeak and wings flapping passing by. Suddenly, Bat was flying towards Lee. As he dropped his machine gun, the bat was trying to bite Lee in the neck, but he grabbed it by the wings. As the bat was struggling, Callie picked up the gun and shot the bat dead on the ground, with Lee's t-shirt covered in blood. Lee was grateful. The rest of the team showed up. Callie introduced herself and Lee said, "I'm Lee Armstrong, the founder and the head of Armstrong Industries. This is Dr. Norval Redmond, our scientist, also a nurse. Nadia Mori, a computer genius. She comes up with any cover stories convincing people they didn't see any aliens or supernatural threat when they actually did. The government's top priority is keeping the public current. And Oscar Ward is second in command. Come with us." So Lee opened the door. His team, alongside Callie, walked inside. It reveals a hub, including workstations, entrances to other rooms. There's containers, Lee's office, interrogation room, and autopsy room. Callie was surprised what she's seeing. Then Lee said, "Welcome to Armstrong Industries. We capture aliens or any threats for living. We could do more help. You proved that you would make a great member. Job going spare. You want to join up, like?" So Callie replied, "Yes, I do. When I first came here, it looks like a toy factory." Then Lee replied, "We disguise our base as a toy factory because we want to keep what we really do classified." So Lee escorted Callie to his office. So they both sat at the desk. Lee explained about his company. "It's not just aliens we catch. There's characters moving from their universe like any fictional characters from films, TV shows, novels, fairy tales, so on, to our world. So our job is making sure that we put everything and everyone back where they came from, instead of killing them. Like for example, if we shoot Voldemort dead, instead of putting him back at Hogwarts facing Harry, history unravels." Callie compares it to tampering with timeline in Back to the Future and Doctor Who. Lee agrees what it's like, and also said, "We keep it a secret because we don't want to create mass panic. That'll result a lot more dead bodies. Not cool. We also scavenge some stuff that was left behind. We find ways of using it. We are separate from government and police." Callie asked, "How did you get into that stuff?" Lee answered, "I got a friend of mine called Sam Birkinshaw. He travels around his ship. I tagged along once in a while." So Callie asked, "Is he an alien?" Lee laughed and said, "Nah. Well, he was given a DNA of an alien, but he is human. He stole a ship to get back to Earth. Last year we had a multiverse all over the place, but you wouldn't remember it. You all believe it's global warming." Callie asked, "If that's true, how can you remember it?" Lee said, "I've been in Sam's ship and multiverse travelled, which is how me, Sam and those travelling with him can still remember. We're the eye of the storm. I even remembered the big Cybermen and Daleks battle 6 years ago." So Callie was confused and said, "What?" Then Lee said, "Exactly. So after the multiverse was fixed, I started a company and set up a team so I can defend the Earth. While Sam is out there, I'm helping him out. I do that in his honour. There was another battle at Gateshead a couple of months ago, which yous would know that one. This woman called Kate forged my company. She tried put it down the shit. We tried exposing her, but after the battle, it went alright. I assume she was killed. And then Norville got a job here."